Hi everyone, it's Fitz with your daily delivery. Hope you're doing well. I am great. I hope you're having a great Memorial Day weekend. Remember what it's about. Those have served and fallen in their service of the nation. And today we're going to talk about the confusing case of PJ Haggerty. It's really tough to track what exactly is going on with his commitment, and is he close to committing to K-State? Before I get into the latest information, let me give you a little background. PJ Haggerty started at TCU, played a few games, and then opted to redshirt his freshman year, transferred to Tulsa, where he was outstanding as a redshirt freshman 1 year ago. He averaged a little more than 21 points, a little more than 5.5 rebounds maybe, and then, he shot about 28% from three and around 50% overall. Then he transferred to Memphis. He keeps climbing that ladder, doesn't he? And he had an incredible season. He was really good for the Tigers, scoring once again almost identical stats: 21 points, 5.5 rebounds, almost 4 assists, which he also did at Tulsa, per game. Now, the big change, though, was he shot the three a little bit more and a lot better, raising into the mid to upper 30s with his percentage. So that's a positive sign. He tested the NBA waters like so many players do when they're kind of getting up there in that neighborhood, and has opted to come back. Probably wouldn't have been drafted. He's not quite there. And in watching his film, I see it. He's not a good enough ball handler. He's really an off guard at 6'3", but he's a rim attacker. He gets after it, and he'll run too. He's a rim runner in addition. He takes the ball to the hole with a great deal of aggression, and he can shoot it on those drives from a bunch of different angles. Very intriguing prospect. Again, his shot is still developing. I'm not a great fan of his outside shot, but he does bring a lot to the table. But I don't see him as a point guard from some of the ball handling I'm looking at from his Memphis film. And granted, it's not like I watched every game. It's not like I sat down for hours and evaluated him. I just pulled up his highlights and saw what he was about. I like him a lot. But what is going on with him? He was basically wrapped up with NC State. They were going to get him, and they didn't get him. They just kept thinking he's going to pull the trigger, and he never pulled the trigger. He never did it, and they went elsewhere. And then Kansas State popped up along with NC State, and we thought it was just an agent trying to bait NC State into a little more money. But it turns out this has been real. It's been tangible, and it's been well played by the K-State coaching staff. But now maybe the same thing's happening. Apparently, in the latest development, PJ Haggerty has agreed to an NIL deal with Kansas State. What that is, I'm not sure. There's reports of $4 million. I don't even know what to say. I mean, if it's the market, it's the market. But I don't want a repeat of spending a bunch of money for underproduction. This guy looks like he is going to be more of a natural scorer than what we saw from Coleman Hawkins. $4 million, I'm sorry, is outrageous. But if that's the price, and if you really need him, and you got the money, apparently some of those donors are continuing to step up and take care of business. And yet, despite apparently maybe even signing an NIL agreement with K-State, I don't have that verified, he has not announced committing to K-State, and lo and behold, over the weekend we see talk of him looking at Auburn, who he committed to initially out of high school. But he didn't go to Auburn. So was he going back to Auburn and saying, I want money? Well, it came out on Saturday that Auburn says, we're not in on him. So maybe this is the agent playing that card, trying to get K-State to solidify that bid, and maybe he'll pull the trigger. He's one of those dudes, until he actually is on campus, I'm not going to believe it. It's more annoying than the $4 million or whatever he's paid is the fact that nobody can pin him down. And he knows he's very valuable in this period of the transfer portal. It's getting late. The talent's getting thinned out. And a program like K-State has proven that it's willing to pay big money, and it has a need for a player like PJ Haggerty. We'll be on top of it at GoPowercat. Our Ryan Gilbert will be tracking this, as I will too, and we'll find out what Mr. Haggerty does. But like a three-pointer with about 2 seconds left, PJ, it's time to pull the trigger.